Hello, I feel like it's quite a long time since I've done a blog to all of our RCM members, so hello to everyone. I had 2 weeks out recently. I went to Sri Lanka with a lovely group of midwives, the majority of whom were from the UK, so hello to any of you who were in Sri Lanka with me. We had a wonderful time not only seeing a great country, but seeing how they deliver maternity care. Very exciting. Since I've been back, I've been really hectic actually, and one of the things I've been most keen to get into my head, if you like, is where are we going with the NHS England maternity review, Better Birth. And I'm pleased to tell you that it shouldn't be long now before an implementation plan emerges. It's been quite difficult getting this signed off by all the 7 arm's length bodies in England, but a steering group should be set up quite soon and various work streams. So we will keep you posted on the detail of that. I can't actually publicise it yet because it isn't 100% finalised, but just to reassure members that there's a lot of work going on to make sure that actually Better Birth isn't a dusty document on all of our shelves, but it's a real live implementation plan. The RCM is also working very hard, particularly thinking about how we can support midwives out in the workplace to develop models of care based on continuity, whilst at the same time ensuring that midwives have an appropriate work-life balance and work in a satisfying way. Running alongside of that, of course, just to say, keep going in Scotland. I know you're all working incredibly hard on your own maternity review, and I think we're going to look forward to seeing that, late autumn maybe. I don't think it's absolutely certain yet, but certainly sometime this year. And let's hope the messages chime with the messages that are coming out in England. Talking of the various countries of the UK, I'm delighted to be going off to Wales tomorrow to speak at their LSAMO midwifery conference, which is being held in Powys. And of course, that's another area where I've been doing a lot of work, is around the changes to midwifery regulation. You'll see, if you look at the RCM website, that the NMC Consultation is now out on the proposed changes to regulation, and it's extremely important that midwives access that and have their say. Now, I know that for some of you regulation is not your day job, it's probably not top of your agenda as you try and just give high quality care in your busy maternity units. So what I would say is that I'm meeting a little later on this morning with our lead for regulation, Carmel Lloyd, and we will be putting up something on the website to guide you in terms of the RCM's thoughts on this consultation. So if you want to just give it a week or so, keep an eye on the RCM website, and then you might be better able to think through the consequences of the changes if we just give you some of our thoughts. But of course, it's really important that midwives do think for themselves. And on that note, you may have been aware of another thing I've been working on in this last fortnight, and that is the EU referendum. You may have seen that the RCM came out, having consulted with our board, in support of remaining in the European Union. This doesn't, of course, mean that we're telling you how you should vote in June, but we are saying that overall, as an organisation, the RCM believes it's better for women, better for workers, and better for maternity services if we stay in. And a lot of that argument is based on the very positive legislation that has emerged from the European Union, protecting people's rights, for example, ensuring they have paid leave to attend antenatal visits, ensuring that healthcare workers are protected from needle stick injuries. Now, clearly people have said, well, just because you're out of the European Union doesn't mean those things will disappear. But I guess my view is you're better to stick with the good things you've got than to risk throwing them away and not necessarily getting similar assurances in their place. So I've been busy with that. I've also had a couple of meetings with the Secretary of State, Jeremy Hunt. The first of these was that I was invited to attend his regular quality meeting because he was talking about maternity services. And I believe another initiative may be announced around maternity services in the early summer, which will be around the ability of the maternity services to demonstrate learning. Now, this is a familiar theme, of course, that you'll all have heard before, but the Secretary of State really wants to back the NHS looking like it's an organisation that learns when things go wrong, and he would like that to be demonstrated in maternity services in particular. I don't know what this initiative is going to look like, but I think we can only get behind it and say it's a positive thing. I, of course, will be saying that if we are going to be really good services that learn from things that happen in them, midwives do need time. And of course that's a rather familiar refrain, but it's certainly true. So I also had a one-to-one with the Secretary of State, where again we touched on issues around safety in maternity services and just how we can drive forward on reducing stillbirths and perinatal mortality in general. So good discussions at that level. We've obviously been paying attention to what's going on with the junior doctors, and it's been reassuring to us that most of our heads of midwifery, when we've spoken to them, are saying that they believe that maternity services are covered and that we are not going to see the safety of mothers and babies put at risk. That, of course, is the bottom line for the RCM, and you'll know, those of you who have participated in our own strike action, that that was my key issue, that whatever we did, women and babies should not suffer. And I'm absolutely certain that will be the view of all of the junior doctors in the country as well. Finally, we're having fun at the RCM and we're off on a cycle ride. You may have noticed on our website that we're cycling 230 miles across northern France in aid of Women's Aid. And I would love to get some more sponsorship for the team. So if you'd like to go onto our website, you can click through. You'll see a little blog I did and put up there a couple of days ago. Click on that, you'll get through to the site, and even if you can spare a £5, we'd be terribly grateful. Women's Aid, as those of you who have been watching the Archers will know, is a very, very important charity which gives vital support to women who've been experiencing domestic violence, and we're really keen to help them. Okay, I think that's a quick romp through everything. Hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you again soon.